Hey guys, I hope you're doing well today. So today I'm going to be covering basically Chon Ji, first form that you guys will learn in the Chang Hyungs. So heaven and earth, I talked about it in a previous video. That's basically the translation of Chon Ji. So the way I see it, this form is basically showing some beginner arm manipulation techniques into strikes, and it's demonstrating how you can use the arm manipulation or the basically attacking at the joints to bring the opponent down, so that their attack line isn't off or is off of you, and you can basically follow through with strikes, or it shows you how to manipulate your opponent so it lifts them up and or brings them around. That way, again, you're staying offline, but as they move into line, you're able to come in and set up your next strikes as well. At the end of the form, I do see it kind of showing a little bit of the beginnings of maybe a grappling drill as well, and I'll kind of explain some more of that here further on as we demonstrate the drill. So we're going to break this into three parts. First one, we're going to demonstrate the down block, step through, middle punch, and that's the first sequence of the form. It's repeated left, right, forward, and back. Then we're going to go through the side block, aim, punch, again center level, and that's the second half of the form, if you will. And again, that's repeated 4 sides. And then the very last part of the form is 2 offensive moving forward middle punches, and those are like front punches, and then 2 reversing front punches that are middle punches as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and hope you guys enjoy. Okay, everybody, so we're going to go ahead and start off from this position, right? And this is a great way that you can kind of start off your beginners when they're learning these drills. What it's basically doing is it's showing that I have an arm, and this arm could have been taken any which way. They were punching at me, I blocked it, maybe I moved in, I did some strikes, and they brought their hand up in the way, and now I made contact with the arm. So you have an arm. It's not really important about how you got there, but what is important right now is just that you have it to demonstrate how you can use it. So the first technique is that down block. Basically, you're going to grab hold of the wrist, okay? You're going to step off to your partner's 90 degrees or so. So if I'm right in front of her right now, I want to be stepping off so I'm right next to her. So that's going to be like a front stance, right? So from right here, I'm going to take this other arm, and I'm going to be pushing this elbow up, kind of like a saw grinding against the back of the tricep as I twist this wrist. So it'll look like this. I step, I push up, I twist the wrist. As I do that, I'm going to take this back leg here, and I'm going to swing it back behind me so I end up in a front stance. And that looks like this. Okay? Same thing from the other side. So right here, I'm grabbing hold as I step, I saw, twist, slide that foot back at the same time. And notice as I do this, I don't want to go too far. I want to stay right here where I'm at 90 degrees to my opponent. So I could take it way back here, but then it makes it a little harder to get off all of my strikes. I want to keep my attack line facing my opponent here, okay? So last time, just a little bit more fluid. You can kind of run this off like a pushing hands concept, so you're kind of pushing back and forth. And then when you feel like the moment's right, I'm taking my opponent's arm, I'm bringing them down. So this is down block. Next move of the form is going to be aim. So I'm going to take this hand right here, and my aim is going to be reaching out to find where my target is. So I'm literally aiming with this technique. I feel her head, I keep it there, and since I know where it is, I'm going to go ahead and trade this hand for this hand. I don't ever want to let go of my opponent's limbs if I'm starting to control them, unless I'm trading it for something better. So I'd rather hit her in the head really hard with this hand than hold on to this wrist. So I aim, I step through with my full body power, driving into that strike. This can be like a palm strike, knuckles, basically targeting right behind the ear. So the entire thing, down block, I'm going to aim, feel the head, step through, full power strike. In the drill that we're going to show, obviously you don't do full power strike, you don't make contact. If you have some focus mitts and pads, you can supplement and put a target out there. Okay guys, so now we're going to be moving into the next part of the drill, and we're going to be looking at the side block aim punch, right? So that's going to be this guy stepping through and punching, okay? So once again, we're going to go ahead and show it off of this side. The same idea as before, I want to get to 90 degrees to my opponent. So I'm going to be stepping this way and controlling at the wrist. Now, if I was to try to bring her arm over, like we showed in the original technique with the down block, she can fight it by bringing her elbow in slightly, bringing her arm, not letting me twist her arm not letting me lift up her elbow. So if I tried it, she could make it really hard to twist over. So the idea here being, maybe I went for this one, it didn't work out. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on to this and I'm going to extend her arm. The way I do this is I'm going to push the elbow in. Okay, so if she doesn't want me to lift it up, she's already trying to push it in. I'm going to go with it, push it in. As I hold with this wrist, sliding this foot back into a back stance, so I'm leading my body weight back. And what that does is it allows my body weight to extend her arm. At the same time, I'm using my bottom arm. I'm lifting up on the elbow. From the other side. So right here, I'm stepping in. She pulls her arm in kind of tight. I can't twist it over, so I'm going to go with it. I push the elbow, using this arm and my body weight to pull this arm back and extend it. At the same time, I'm using this arm and I'm lifting. Now, this isn't necessarily a break, especially if they're already trying to bend their arm. What's most likely going to happen is as you extend this and pop this, they're going to keep a slight bend in their elbow, but what it is going to do is it's going to make them lift up their body to avoid it hyperextending the elbow, and it's also going to make them want to face you. If you wrench on someone's elbow, they're probably not going to be very happy with you, so they're going to be turning around to hit you. So as I do this, it's a pop, and I'm probably going to get that effect where they move forward. Okay? So a little bit more fluid. From right here, you can kind of go off the same idea of this drill. I move in 90 degrees, gripping, pulling, and moving forward. Now, if we're adding in the aim punch or the stepping forward into the next technique, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we'll start from this angle right here. So we're facing each other at 45 degrees. Same entry, I'm moving in. I'm popping the elbow in this time, pulling back to extend it, and popping it out. Okay, now if I just did side block, aim, punch, I'm going to miss. But we have to keep in mind what this technique is going to do to our partner and their body structure and how they're going to move. She's angry, she's pissed. She's going to be swinging that back arm in to hit me, especially if I moved way over here and dranked on her elbow. So as I pop here and she's swinging that back arm in, I'm hooking. Go ahead and bring that one back for a second. I'm hooking this hand, bringing it right here to my hip. And notice as she stepped and as she turned to face me as she was hitting me, it opens up her center line target. So let's go ahead and twist this way just a bit more. So one more time. I'm here, I pop, she steps in and starts facing me, and when that happens, I hook it, I bring it in, and this strike's coming in this way, so I'm going to short it. I'm going to go in a straight line to be faster, and I'm going to use this bottom hand to strike right here to the center of the body. The only reason why I'm not trying to hit her head automatically is because I don't know exactly where it is. If I swing in right away, try to hit her head, she could slip it to the side, she could block a little easier. From right here, she's most likely going to be very open. This pop of the elbow makes her want to go up, and it really opens up all the center line targets, so I'll take advantage of that. One more time. I'm here, I pop her forward, she swings in her shot, I step in and strike. Now following this strike, that's where the next part of the drill will come in. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the third part of the form, and that's the stepping forward front punches, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this is a good follow-up for the last technique that we just practiced, okay? If I had just underhook, or I just hooked this arm, right? I pulled it back, okay, and at the same time I stepped through and strike. This is a very great technique. It's really going to do a lot of damage. It's probably going to make her lose her air. She's not going to be wanting to stand and fight anymore. But if she continues to stand, or if she grips onto me, or if the opponent's just not letting go, I strike, right? Break her kind of structure, and then I follow through and I wrap this arm in, controlling right here at the back. Go ahead and twist for me. I duck my ear in, and that's going on at the same time as I'm striking. I'm controlling at the elbow, right above the elbow joint. So like so. So if we take this and go ahead and step off Ashley just for a second, and I hold in the same position, this looks a little bit like that first punch. Maybe a little bit, messier, but it's just the same thing, okay? So from right here, we're going to use the same mechanics that we see in the form, in the Hyung. So we're right here controlling at the back and controlling at their elbow, okay? And we're both going to be swimming, okay? I'm going to do 2 forward and then she does 2 back. So it's a basic pummeling drill for the low tie-up. I take this hand, I swim it underneath, and she does the same thing. I'm moving forward, and I bring my head over to the other side, okay? If she did the same thing and she moved forward, so she takes her arm, she swims it over top, she steps into it, and we switch, controlling at the elbow. If she does it again, same thing, she swims her arm in, she moves forward towards me, boom. Keeping that ear on the shoulder, that way you can't hit them with this hand, she's controlling this arm so I don't hit her with it, okay? Okay guys, I hope that was helpful to break down the form. I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna demonstrate a just very quick, simple drill that encapsulates the whole entire form in Kyung as I kind of see it. I hope you find it useful. Okay, so with this partner drill, it's going to allow me to flow through all the techniques of the form, and I'm going to have a really nice compliant partner to start. That way I can practice the techniques. It's also important that we take these techniques and we start pressure testing them against a non-compliant partner as well. That way we can see which ones work well for us and which ones don't. So the drill starts like so. You can kind of go from the pushing hands concept. You can just start from a grip. Doesn't necessarily matter. Okay, I'm stepping in. I'm moving in for the down block. Aim, find the target. I'm going to step in and strike. Okay, now I don't obviously hit them. After I get to this position, we're going to have the partner take this arm, swing up and face me. You're going to block that shot. I'm going to redirect it down, moving away from her back arm so I don't get hit. Passing off to this hand. Extending by leaning back and popping at the elbow. As that happens, she steps forward, she swings in her next shot. I underhook and I step in and strike right here at the body, and I wrap. I'm gonna go forward twice, and then she'll go forward twice. So I go through here, 1, 2, and then she'll come back. 3, 4. Good. Same thing, a little bit more fluid. So we're going down block, punch, block, redirect, elbow wrench, step through, strike, and wrapping. Okay, I'm gonna move forward twice. 1, 2, she goes forward twice. 3, 4. Good. One more time, we'll show it from the other direction. I move off 90 degrees, I take my opponent down, aim, strike. She swings in her shot, I block, redirect it, pop her forward, hook it back, drive in low, right? I swim through, 1, 2, she swims through, 3, 4. All right, guys, I hope you like that drill and I hope you find it helpful for kind of understanding the Chon Ji Hyung a little bit better. And then, in case you guys are wondering, my partner today, she just recently learned this. She'd only had like maybe 2 or 3 practices with it before. It's a pretty simple drill to pick up. Once you get a little bit of practice with it, take it nice and slow and very easy. This is a very beginner level form, obviously. It's just trying to show a few basic techniques, but the lessons within it, again, learning how to take an opponent up or bring them down, are very, very core principles, core things that you need to know in order to be able to make use of your Taekwondo in self-defense. I hope you found that all good and helpful. I'll be back with another video very, very soon. We're going to be going over Dosan, kind of highlighting all the bunkai with that. It's really, really exciting stuff. We're going to be bringing in a bunch more locks, headbutts. It's basically how you can counter when someone is controlling you, whether by the wrist and or grabbing you by the cloth and trying to strike you. So it's another great part of the self-defense system in the Chang Han tools. Okay, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.